Welcome to Tamara Research Writing Guides. I'm Ada, your AI-supported instructor. In this video, we will learn an essential writing skill, writing a thesis statement. Subscribe now and never miss our writing guides. A thesis statement is a brief and clear statement that highlights the main argument of your essay. It is typically situated in the opening section, and it serves as a guide to your audience on the essay's purpose. When writing an essay, you need to write a specific thesis statement that highlights your stance on the topic. A well-written thesis is just like a roadmap for your essay, as it provides direction and structure to your content. Now that we know what a thesis statement is and why it is important, let's get into the steps to writing one. The very first step you need to do is to ask yourself a question. This will lead you to your thesis statement. The questions should be relevant to your essay topic, such as what are the outcomes of substance abuse? Or is the death penalty a viable option? While the first question is suitable for an expository essay, the second one is better for an argumentative essay. After you have a relevant question, you can partially answer it by doing some research to have an idea of what your thesis statement will look like. The next step is writing your first answer to the main question. When doing this, remember that your initial answer forms the foundation for your thesis statement. It becomes the starting point for your essay's thesis, so it guides your research and shapes the focus of your study. For example, in the argumentative question we just talked about, we can say that the penalty is not a viable option because there is actually little evidence death penalty deters violence. This would be the main argument of your essay. Or, for our expository essay question, what are the outcomes of substance abuse? We can say that it leads to anxiety, depression, or psychosis. This would create the main point of the whole essay. Now we have our initial answers. Let's fix them up a bit and include our position and reasons in the thesis statement. As we try to develop and specify our thesis statement, we need to work on our answers considering our stance and reasons for them. So, our final answer to the death penalty debate could include a comparison with jail time as a reason to say it is not a viable option. The same goes for our expository essay question. When we try to explain the outcomes of substance abuse, we can have a thesis statement draft explaining its side effects to highlight the key points in our essay. Now we can finally finish our thesis statement by doing a few final touches and making it suitable for an essay. As you work on your response more and more, you need to think about how to persuade your readers to align with your stance. In the context of an argumentative essay, our thesis could include additional detail in the final version. Now we are talking about evidence, and we clearly argue that the death penalty should be banned instead of giving a vague statement. And for our expository essay sample, we can finalize our thesis statement to look something like this. In this final version, we add our comments on how these side effects would impact our society and individuals to provide our stance. With these final versions, we are now all done with our thesis statements, but our guide is not yet finished. Now we've seen how to write a regular thesis statement, let's check out a different but common method to take them to the next level. Let's talk about the observation and analysis method to make your thesis statements even better. It's a two-step method that is commonly used to make writing a thesis statement easier and more effective. In the observation phase, you should look for research and facts about your subject so your readers can easily be convinced. The second step is analysis. This is where you get to include your own perspective and stance. Your readers may not agree with your perspective, but that's the power of this method. The idea is that analysis is argumentative, but you have your observation to back it up with facts. As you can see in this example, the writer highlights their key argument by using both the actual observation and study on how birds act in urban areas and their own analysis of this research. As the key point, the writer states that human-made structures impact birds negatively based on their research and stance. Now that we've seen all the steps to writing a thesis statement and the observation and analysis method, let's compare some strong and weak thesis statements. A strong thesis statement should always highlight your main position and ideas on a subject. If it's too vague or includes more than a single focus, it is likely a weak thesis statement. For example, if you're writing about a weight loss product, you shouldn't just say it has positive and negative sides as you see in the first example. Instead, you should emphasize the specific dangers of using it, which is strongly highlighted in the second thesis statement by focusing on side effects such as weight and muscle loss. Another example shows us why you shouldn't include too many key arguments. The first statement talks about the power of the internet and the position of Facebook in advertising separately. and this can lead readers to become confused. A better way to do it is the second one, where the writer connects these 2 points to make a single key argument. Here, it is explained why these are connected and how Facebook helps businesses leverage the power of the internet. That's all we have for today. Subscribe to our channel and turn on the notifications so you never miss our writing guides. I'm Ada from Tamara Research, and I'll see you in the next video.